Welcome back to Golden Squad. I'm your GM, Luke, and I wanted to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Scrambled Eggs, the number one go-to I don't want to have to think about it answer to how do you want your eggs cooked. We have some really interesting news. For anyone that missed it, we just recorded an interview with Green Ronin Publishing on the Mutants and Masterminds Monday live video on YouTube. So if you want to see us in video form, and hopefully not make fools of ourselves, you should go check that out. I'll provide a link in the episode description. Also, I realized I don't call out our Ko-fi anymore, so if you're listening and you want to support us, or do something as simple as buy us a coffee, you get to decide who, you can do so on that site. You can find the link to it in our link tree. And you better believe you'll get a shout out if you do that, so if you want your name on our lowly podcast, then feel free. Without further delay, here I am. Previously on Golden Squad.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, Mondays.
Behind the scenes.
Been curiously wondering. We do Mondays. Today is Monday, and every other session has been Monday.
It's always Monday. Every day. Tomorrow is Monday. Yesterday was Monday.
If you're listening to us, we live in a world of Mondays.
Literally every day you've heard us has been our worst day of the week,
or best day of the week.
I don't know. It was.
I can't hear anybody if you're talking.
Oh.
Justin, go fix this.
Leave
Zack.
all this in. Leave it in.
Zach.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll go help.
Go fix
elevator music.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties. If it's a video.
Do 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 do. I don't know what elevator music.
Justin, I might need your help. I can't hear anybody.
Perfect. I always think of Jesus Cable Guy, where he does the hold music.
One day you'll be able.
Oh, here's the deal. When they ask us, "Can you guys hear us?" Nobody say anything.
No, we can't.
Oh, you have this in
Pairing
mode.
It's removing the skin from her ears.
Can you imagine? That'd be like a House of Horrors thing. Like you sit down at your desk and you put on your headset, but it's actually like razor blades.
Dang it! Okay, so previously on Golden Squad, you guys investigated the death of Issac Harris. There were some videos that you looked through that Axel gave you from Trisect. You guys looked into some security cameras, saw some buffoonery. I don't know what you'd call it. Some
tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery is a great one. I like it. You saw some tomfoolery going on around the car that was transporting Issac, including some motorcycle helmet fella. And what else did you guys do? One of you got kidnapped. I guess is a key thing to remember. You woke up in a cell next to Hugh Gloop.
Yes.
And you can't use your powers.
No.
The other three of you are looking for leads. Okay. I'm Luke. This is Golden Squad. Welcome. And here with me is Edward Spencer, a.k.a. the Arrakis Attorney, played by the man known only as the username SpiceMustFlow88 on the Dune message boards.
Spice must flow.
Well, actually, could it not be 88 on the end of that? That has another meaning, unfortunately. It's not. It's a real thing. People put their year names, or often birth years and things like that. Which that's not my birth year, but 88 has a unfortunate neo-Nazi meaning.
Oh, come on!
It really does. So let's not accidentally,
Okay, cut. Retake and starting fresh. This is go number one.
No, you can leave that in if you want, where I'm explaining that. It's just I just want to know for our audience sake. No, I'm not a neo-Nazi.
So I literally chose that because your character was born in '88. So
oh yeah,
but
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah, okay. 89.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 69, but
69 is funnier. So.
69 420.
The spice must flow 69.
420.
All right, and then we got Andy Dufresne as Callum, played by Alex.
Andy Dufresne crawled through a mileless fudge. I wish my life was narrated by Morgan Freeman.
I wish I just heard his voice occasionally.
You thought about it would be a cool like mod to like put on like a Google Maps and just have your narrator have like, you know, Morgan Freeman or like Patrick Stewart as Picard or like, you know. That'd be fun.
I mean, AI is in your phone now, so
I'm pretty sure they own the rights to their own voices. So
do you though? I mean, like AI is out there. You can literally do it today.
I'm gonna put it on my phone, you know.
Yeah,
right.
You own nothing. It's on the internet.
It's not Morgan Freeman. It's Morgan Freeless. So he's
Morgan Free Use.
Yeah.
Morgan Free Woman.
You need an app that listens to audio that's being played on my phone and then seizes it, reinterprets it with a different voice, and spits it out. You know, that'd be great.
And speaking of that, we got Zack Cooper, the Super Trooper, played by Justin.
The Super Trooper. Yeah.
As it rhymes.
Go crush some bugs.
And according to the incredible Jake.blogger.net, the worst addition to Phi since Andrew Delgado and the ultimate nemesis, Jade Knight, played by Kristen.
I'm doing a flex over here. That's me.
All right.
You realize someone has to go to jake.blogger.net to like lock that domain down, and like the only thing will just be a picture of Jade and then just text that says this person stinks. Anyways, sorry.
It has like a picture of you with like a missing tooth and like devil horns and stuff.
Yeah, like a drawn on mustache. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Stink lines and flies coming off, you know.
Okay. So I think we left off. Jade was looking into like a convenience store nearby, and they gave Jade some footage where you got a little bit more details about the wheelchair guy and the motorcycle helmet guy. They walk away from the explosion just after it explodes. Edward was investigating the crime scene of the explosion and eating maple bars, I think. And then Zack was investigating the museum where the motorcycle guy was involved in the kidnapping of Callum. And Callum is in the cell. Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to start off with Jade. After you get done talking to the convenience store guy, you get a call, and your phone says it's the fence.
Oh, cool. I'll answer it. You know, long time no hear. How's it going?
Hey, Tiny. How have you been?
Oh, you know, fighting crime, figuring stuff out, investigating crimes.
I know. I see you on TV.
Yep, that's me. That's what I've been up to.
So, you're investigating Issac, huh?
That is correct. Issac and a couple other people.
I just thought I should let you know that someone reached out to me about a job offer involving Issac about a week ago.
Oh, what was that about? What's the job? I should say, what was that about?
I think you know the type of jobs I take.
So somebody called Issac, or sorry, somebody called.
Roll. You haven't actually done this before, so I was looking for an excuse to do it. Roll your street smarts.
So the fence is saying that he got offered to take a hit out on Issac. Interesting.
Or steal stuff.
Or steal something from Issac. Yeah. Because he doesn't do killing. He just steals stuff.
Well, I don't know. Only Jade knows that.
Yeah, Jade's the only one who knows fence.
So
I got 18 total.
Okay. You think that he is hinting that his crew was involved in the incident that you're investigating.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
But he is the type to be a little bit more careful and probably doesn't want to say that over the phone.
Okay. I don't know how to take that news. What should I do about that?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that someone probably doesn't think too highly of Issac, and just be careful.
Well, I appreciate the warning.
Since your face is now public on the investigation, I just want you to be careful.
Okay. I appreciate the warning and the update. on that. Is there any other information you could give me on the subject, or?
Yeah, stop by sometime and I'll tell you what I know.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, talk to you later, Tiny.
See ya.
Next up, the body of Isaac Harris and the driver of the car are being investigated by like the morgue or the city medical examiner. They call up like the active crime scene lead and they say, "Let me talk to who's ever in charge." And one of the cops walks over with his phone and hands it to Edward.
Oh.
It's the coroner, and he says, "Hey, is this the FI agent in charge?"
Close enough. What can I do for you?
Well, I have the bodies here, and there's some odd findings I didn't quite expect. I can tell you definitively that both victims were killed by the explosion with certainty, but there's some things that I don't expect. Do you think you could stop by over here at the city morgue?
Sure. I guess you're saying this would be a little easier to explain in person.
Well, yeah, it's. I can't put my finger on exactly what's wrong. It's the bodies I expect, but there's just something that doesn't seem right. I can't quite put my finger on it, and I know you guys are good at investigating these type of odd issues. I don't know if this is power related, but there's just something odd about these, at least Isaac's body.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to my team. We'll try to get down there as soon as we can.
All right. I'll see you soon. Toodles.
Thank you.
Toodles.
Right. Toodles, for a guy working at the morgue. I don't know about that.
Okay. Then it is up to you guys now. The three of you, anyway.
I was just saying we're still missing a teammate. I don't know if we're gonna dart off to the morgue here.
You're next. Yeah. As soon as they decide what's up.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of tough, right? Like when we last played, I was investigating the scene where Callum disappeared.
Yeah, the museum.
Was that fully concluded by the end of that? Had I exhausted all the information yet?
Yeah, you didn't find anything. I mean, you did find video footage of the motorcycle man.
Right.
Switching places with Credible Jake, and then he walked off camera.
Yeah, and how long has it been since that happened? I guess I'm asking to see if it's
maybe like 4 hours.
So,
maybe.
Yeah, never mind then. I was gonna see if it's viable for me to try to figure out where the motorcycle head went, but doesn't sound like it. And I'm just talking out loud about this right here to see what else I could do here to the effort of tracking down Callum. But I don't think there.
So one lead that you had was Jade's footage that showed the wheelchair guy and the motorcycle guy walk away from the.
Yeah, and she's pursuing that to see if there's other tapes or other witnesses down that alley they went, or whatever that street they went.
Yeah, they just walked a different, like away from the car, down the road a different way.
But as far as my position right now, Zack's position, I guess I'm open to head to a new location as it seems logical to do.
Trisect gave you all of their footage. Like if there's somewhere specific that you would want to look, you can.
Okay, I like Jade's lead, and it sounds like we also can potentially rendezvous with the fence and the morgue. Okay, well, what do you guys want to do? Because I'm going to meet probably with one of you so that we're not completely split three different ways.
Well, I mean, we should probably figure out... I feel like we should probably figure out where Callum is.
That's what we're trying to do.
But I mean, do you think this all just leads to Callum?
Well, we definitely know the motorcycle head's involved, and the most physical lead we have is the path you're taking right now in investigating the street that we know that motorcycle head and wheelchair went down, according to the footage. So trying to discover more witnesses of that event or anything going on there. So that's one route, obviously. And then it sounds like we may have more info coming from the morgue and the fence.
Okay.
As far as timelines go, I'll give you
I'm trying not to contradict myself from what I said yesterday, but the car explosion, Isaac's death, happened at the end of the day, like at night. He was like leaving to go home, and his car exploded. So it's been about like 20 hours since Isaac's death, and it's been about 4 hours since Callum's disappearance.
Yeah.
What are you thinking,
Oh,
Edward?
I guess.
Well, okay. Finding Callum is the priority. There's no question there. We were investigating Isaac's death when Callum disappeared. So maybe the morgue will have an answer. If we don't have any more, where would we go if we weren't going to go to the morgue?
So there are three options, right? So there's the morgue, and all of this is connected because we have connected the motorcycle head to Callum and to Isaac. So the morgue is one avenue we have to do, and so is the fence. But the most direct, unexplored, like physical lead we have is the path we see the wheelchair motorcycle head traveling on the footage that we had from the side store there. So we see them go down a street,
And we're right there, aren't we? Like
Jade and you are.
Okay.
So I guess I could follow up and go to the morgue while you guys investigate that further, or we could just do everything as a team.
How far away is your character?
I mean, I'm all the way at Trisect, so down the block, I guess.
Yeah, like 2 blocks away.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, then I say, okay, so let's start with investigating what's close in here, and yeah, you should come join us.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go to you guys, and we'll investigate that street.
Okay. Along the street that you see in the footage from the convenience store, there are mostly residents, like apartment buildings. There are a few stores that do have cameras, so you want to look or talk to the...
Yes.
Okay. There's like a drugstore, and there's a corner store. Another one.
Let's split up, ask for footage, and then compile what we find from footage. And then if we still need to ask, we can ask people. But I say we split up and ask for footage.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
How you splitting?
Well, you just described the 2 locations, or was it 3?
There's 2.
Okay.
There's 2 that obviously have footage. If you wanted to like talk to the apartment buildings, maybe a resident got like cell phone footage or something.
Well, let's go with the obvious footage first.
Okay. There's 2 different places. How do you want to split? Or do you want to do one at a time?
We can just do one at a time. That's fine. Sure. Drugstore. Let's go.
Okay. So you walk in. If you remember, Zack, in your intro episode, you like rescued someone who worked at Walgreens. So I've established that Walgreens exists in this world. So you walk into Walgreens.
Green walls to avoid trademark or something? No, I'm kidding.
It has an E at the end. It has an extra E at the end. Walgreen. E.
Wally Greens.
Yeah. All right. You walk into the drugstore. There's a clerk behind the counter who's talking.
Oh, I'll talk.
Can I help you?
Hey there. We are doing an investigation from the explosion that happened down the street, and we need to see your footage, security camera footage, if you have it. Can we see that or get a copy of it for our investigation?
It's not really up to me. I'll call my manager over, and he motions, and someone walks in from the back of the store. They're like, he explains that he's like, oh, these guys are looking for some footage. And the manager goes, oh, I'd love to help you, but new orders come down from corporate. We need a warrant for all those types of things.
Oh.
Do I know if that's true, or are they just making that like that's not true? I don't know.
Roll legal or law or whatever it was that you have.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's my character? There we go.
If only Callum was there. It's actually really interesting. I'll just do a little Callum's thoughts. I have been thinking of all the decisions Callum would do compared to like what the group is making without Callum there. It's really interesting how close we are coming to like our conclusions. So it's just funny, you know. It's like I feel like we're all on the same page of how we would like go about this.
All right, I'm gonna
find.
I rolled a 15, and my law is plus 11, so 26. I am a good lawyer.
Yes, he is right that he does need a warrant, but you also know a judge that can get you that warrant fairly quickly.
Cool.
On the phone right now.
Yeah, so how do you respond with that knowledge?
I tell him to go ahead and start pulling the footage now. We'll get you a warrant here soon. But we want it ready just as soon as we put the warrant in your hand, because time is a factor.
All right, I'll get it set up. What time frame are we looking for? Like, what do you just yesterday?
Yeah, can we tell him that time frame? That around where, just line that up with whatever that time frame is when we saw them walking down the street.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get that set up just as soon as you hand me the warrant. I'll get that.
Don't start getting it set up now. Then.
No, I mean I'll have it to transfer once you show me the warrant. I'll have it ready.
Okay, great. I'll start that process if that's something I know how to do.
Yeah, the judge responds and says like, he has some paperwork to do, and he'll have it to you in an hour.
All right, we'll go on to the next place. We'll circle back to here.
Okay. The convenience store. You guys walk in, and the clerk working there immediately like fanboys. He goes, "Oh my god, I love you guys. Why are you here? Did I win something?
No.
Can I have an autograph? I have your cards."
We need the security footage from the bombing yesterday.
Oh, take it. You guys, can you sign your cards?
Yeah, I'll give you my autograph. Let's do this.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
He is shaking with excitement. He is searching through a cabinet really quick and pulls out some cards and puts them on the desk, and then goes to a back room. He goes, "I'll get the footage. Just you sign it. I'll be right back. Don't leave." You guys sign the cards?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I signed my card with a little smiley face at the end.
Everybody ready your guns. I'm just kidding. It's fine.
He sticks his head out and he goes, "Can I email it to you?"
No.
Well, flash drive?
Yes.
Okay. He comes back a minute later and hands you a flash drive. He goes, here's all yesterday's footage.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah.
Dude.
Can I get a selfie?
Oh gosh, what's I forgot our little motto lines or whatever, our little slogans. We could say it to him, whatever. Gosh, what one was mine?
Look, I punch a lot of people. Jade's. So good.
That one got downvoted. One step ahead.
No, it was still funny though.
I know. I thought that was a good one.
Zack is see a need, fill a need.
Or just invent it.
Time to hit the books. Yeah.
All right.
Invent it.
Yep.
Mine's terrible. I like it.
Cool.
I'll do a selfie. Cheers, cheese. Cheers, cheese.
Dude, Jake is gonna be so pissed.
Teleport mid photo, and you have like a rolling shutter, weird distortion from it.
Yeah.
Two of you in the photo at the same time. Okay,
That'd
cool.
be awesome.
He just like shakes with excitement the whole time you guys are there, and just you guys walk out with your flash drive, assuming. As you guys are leaving, he goes, "My name's Chuck.
Thank
Come
you,
back.
Chuck.
Anytime.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Spectacle. Thanks, Librarian. Thanks, Blink." You have a flash drive now, and you also have the laptop that Trisect gave you. During the time frame, it has a view in front of the building. There is no visual of the person in the wheelchair or the person in the motorcycle helmet in front of the building. And the building, the convenience store, is about 2/3 of the way down the street. So they didn't make it 2/3 of the way down the street.
Oh. And then the other footage we're waiting for is beyond this point or before it?
No, it's in front of it. It's before it.
Okay. So we still need that footage then?
Yeah.
I don't know if we just fast forward ahead until we get that warrant or what.
Do you want to fast forward or do you want to do something else while you wait?
I mean, I think it would take us too long to go to the morgue. I don't know. Otherwise, could morgue it up. Yeah, how far away is the morgue?
Not nearby. I mean, it's a warp either way, right? Like, do you want to warp to the morgue or do you want to warp to the point in which?
I mean, just in the essence of the time, do we have time to go to the morgue and come back, and we'll probably, before that warrant's going to be ready? Probably. I'm just assuming. All right, yeah, we'll do it. Let's go hit the morgue.
All right, the medical examiner beckons you back to the back of the morgue. Back to the back. And he has the body of Isaac and the driver covered up by sheets in front of him. He goes, thank you for coming. I think I've been able to narrow down a little bit what is odd with Isaac's body. Isaac is in his 60s, I think. This body doesn't seem like a 6-year-old body. He was in good shape, but he wasn't in that good of shape. So it just it doesn't seem like him, but all of the tests I do confirm it's Isaac. His DNA matches, his dental records. I'm assuming that they're going to match. I've just taken impressions and sent them to be tested, but they look like they match. Something just seems off about this. And I have their effects here. I don't know if any of this is going to help you. There's the clothes of each of the victims. They're pretty badly burned over here. You can look at the bodies if you'd like, but they're pretty burned up at this point.
So what's in the effects? Can we look at what they had on them?
Yeah, it had the clothes of the two people. The medical examiner says, I haven't gone through any of the clothes or the pockets or anything yet. I was going to wait for a CSI unit to come take a look, but you guys are welcome to take a first glance if you want. Just we're gonna record it so that we get chain of custody and everything. So just be aware.
Okay. I'd be down to rummage through the pockets.
We can all.
I feel like what?
Huh? Okay, let's do it. There's a pair of slacks that the medical examiner says came from Isaac. He cut them off. The body was face down in the car, laying down along the floorboards. So the back side of the slacks are badly burned. The front side is singed, but not burned to a crisp. So the pockets are somewhat intact. Roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do sleight of hand.
Let's see. 20.
Okay, you pull out what you pull out initially looks like a spring, and you see some charred bits of ash attached to it. And roll perception.
Okay. 24.
You recognize it as the top of a spiral notebook, like a notepad, but the paper bit is burned, so it's just the metal top ring left.
Darn.
How does burned books and Edward's powers work?
Ooh.
I was just thinking that.
Dang, I didn't even think of that.
I'm glad someone did.
Yeah. Hey, cool. I can give that a shot. Shoot. I feel embarrassed that I'm not the one who...
Sorry, I was just so enraptured in the moment. I was like, oh my god, it's a book. Oh my god, it's his notes. It's his notes. He has something written.
I just thought it was badly burned and not readable, but but if it's...
So...
yeah, we're going to find out here, I guess, how this works.
The notepad, she basically just pulled out the spring, so the note paper part is still in the pocket.
Oh.
But she pulled out just ashes, so it is at least somewhat burned.
Got it. So I'm going to get maybe partial information, but that's something.
You reach in, pull out pretty much exclusively ashes. But your power, before the ashes dissolve in your hands, you get a glimpse of some of the notes. So there's nothing physical, but you have some info that were on the notes.
I wonder if there's implications for my power working this way that are bigger than just this moment here. I can read something that's not a book so long as it was a book.
I like the way that was worded.
Was it ever a book?
Was it a book? Then I can read it. It's not currently, but...
Wait, so if it was a piece of paper, then he can read it?
So if somebody carves something into a tree... No, wait a minute. I could...
No.
Or someone recycles a newspaper.
Yes, exactly.
If you went up and touched paper mache, would you get all of the newspaper articles that were involved in that paper mache construct? Would you just understand them?
And again,
or if he's eating a popsicle with a recycled stick.
Yeah.
No, he goes to pick up any popsicle that has like those jokes on them, and he immediately knows what they are without eating them.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into what is the definition of a book? Is what can a newspaper be a book?
Well, and I was thinking, like, what about like Sanskrit or like like clay tablets? Like that's a written language,
But it's not paper. His
yeah,
deal
like
is
what if it was
paper,
on?
like, he touches
is it
file
specific?
cabinets and then knows what's on the paper.
Technically, my deal is books. I don't know.
But you've been going
So
through like files in a cabinet, and you just strum your fingers across all the pieces of paper, and you know what's up.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a very interesting interpretation of your powers. Is the material they're printed on, the storage, vessel? Is it in a manila folder? I mean, does that constitute a book? It's like, it's got a front and a back, and then there's pages in the middle. It's not binded by anything.
Yeah.
So then you have like a 3-ring binder. A 3-ring binder could technically be a book, but there's a loose definition that we need to.
Maybe it depends on like the stronger his powers get, kind of thing too.
The more obscure the book he can read.
Yes.
I feel like that one of the things that any sort of game mechanic like this presents is the opportunity to test, with how we were talking about testing sheep guy's powers. It's like, all right, how does this work? It's just like think of all the experiments we could do with like, can Edward read this?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be funny is if the ultimate evolution of your power is that you actually have access to all information in time and space, but right now your limited view on the world is keeping you stuck in books.
Okay, Justin, you're hitting on some things that I've been theorizing. Have you guys ever heard of the Keys of Solomon? Go full Eldritch horror here is all I'm saying.
My apotheosis is to become omniscient.
Yes. I love this. I feel like a part of Edward's thing is that he's just always on eBay and these vintage sites, and he's going to all these pawn shops and places looking for these really obscure rare books that he wants to get the information from.
Yeah. Oh, I forget what happened.
Fun side hobby.
Yeah. How did it go? Yeah. Could I understand a language that I couldn't speak? I can't recall how that was resolved. I thought I couldn't. Is that true?
Oh, I forgot about. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I feel
like that was when we were in the prison. I feel like you.
Yeah, you couldn't understand it or whatever. The
flight manual or something for the helicopter. No, but you were reading.
Right.
Oh, fudge!
But I flew the helicopter.
Yeah, you flew the helicopter. So I was thinking, when we were going through the prison, he was giving us the words of the sign points this way or that way, but none of us were able to understand that.
Right.
We need a translator or something.
The signs I couldn't read, but was there a book I could read there that was in Russian? The sign is not a book.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's actually what brought him onto the Fixer, is he could read the Fixer's coded language.
That's right.
Okay, cool. So that's good. So if I could find, anytime we encounter some ancient book, I could be very useful.
But that ancient code, I guess that's what Zack's for. Computer code, that is. Okay, the notebook, you get, there's a few things on it. So one of the things that's on it is Isaac's schedule. So it mentions where he's supposed to be, when. So it's day of the week, office, transportation, home, and just lists off the times between those different locations and different days of the week. So home, gym, office, basically that's what's on there, and restaurants and stuff. And then the next one is on the next page, there is a list of names, and you see the names of not just your 3 non-fi missing people, but also Callum's name.
Wait, my name is in the notebook?
Yes.
Interesting.
And the non-fi missing people.
Yeah, so Hugh Gloop's in there, and Annie Toya and Ralph Sentinel. Interesting.
So, really interesting, because, sorry, not to detract, but, I wonder if this is linked to, Callum and Sagittarius. He has those separate identities. Did they understand the link?
Oh, sorry.
Or
no. It does not say Callum. It says Sagittarius.
Oh, Okay. I was like, whoa, hold on.
No, they did not break.
My secret cover's been blown. Okay.
No, it says Sagittarius.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The next page basically says the phrase "buyers en route for the first shipment." The remainder of the sentence had been burned off.
They're selling powers.
And then the last one lists off 3 lat-longs.
Why are you saying lat-longs?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Latitude,
Latitude,
Oh,
longitude.
okay.
I know, but like,
Coordinate? Yeah.
Are you typing this out? You know, it's like we're talking. You can just say the full thing.
3 sets of coordinates
Love it.
within New York.
Are they just like streets?
Yes.
I mean, like genuinely,
like-
if you've ever seen like the New York City streets, like they are numbered and ordered and very gridded.
Yeah, they're like intersections, basically, of
That's cool.
City block.
A whole city has streets that are numbered? That's incredible. I'm
I
sorry.
think it's pretty cool.
That was me being a fudge. I'm sorry.
I thought it was pretty cool. Whatever, man. Hey, man, you ever go down to Seattle? You'll understand the pain. What street am I supposed to be on? How many?
It's one way, goddammit.
Is it on
Oh, God,
Pike
why
or
is it?
Pine?
Oh, Pike or Pine, yeah. Okay, and that's the last page. So that's what you gather from that notepad fragment, the notepad ash.
So what are the coordinates?
They're just like street intersections.
Okay.
Is one of
Let's
them
go
the
there and find
intersection that? I wonder if one of them's the intersection where his car blew up.
Is it a latitude and longitude, or is it a street intersection?
Yeah, that's different.
No. It both. I guess it's listed as a lat long, but when you type into a mapping thing, it will direct you to a intersection. So it doesn't say
Do we need to know the street intersections?
Well, I'll roll investigation.
I can
Okay,
do
somebody
that.
who has good investigation should roll that.
Sure, I'm gonna roll. Okay, I got 8 on the dice, and then I got 11 on investigation, so 19.
You notice that all 3 of these locations are walking distance from the car explosion.
Okay.
Mm,
Oh. So how does that tie into the footage we were tracking between that block? I wonder if this location lines up, between where we see Wheelchair Man and where we don't have footage of seeing him.
Yes, the second one is fairly close to the direction that he was walking.
Okay. Can we,
So we should
try to
definitely
get
go
close
to
to that and
the
investigate that area? It's right outside of where we... Oh no, we're at the morgue. Okay. Well, I'd like to go over there and perform an investigation. But hey, we're still at the morgue, so let's finish up there.
Okay, so we'll do that and then we'll hop to Callum. Okay, so you head back, your warrant's ready. The guy hands you the footage once you show him the warrant.
No emails, USB drive, please.
He hands you his computer screen or whatever.
you're gonna say a floppy disk.
Yeah, there it is. We get an image, not even just the corner of it.
Prints out each frame. It sends you. I suppose actually maybe. How does Edward's power work with pictures?
It doesn't?
But I read a picture book by touching it.
Yeah, I mean, yes. We are not expanding on Edward's powers as much as I feel like we need to sit down and talk about them.
I really think the ultimate realization for his power is he has access to all information. He just doesn't know.
He's
it yet.
just limited, and he thinks he can only get them from books.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gives you the information. It shows in this clip the wheelchair guy and the motorcycle helmet guy. They walk in front of the drugstore. You see them walk most of the way across the frame. They stop. A van pulls up, and looks like they get in because when the van drives off, they are no longer on the sidewalk.
Oh, the van again.
It's like a brown van.
Okay. Well, can we do a quick investigation to see if that location where the van picked them up lines up with our geo coordinate?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So my next thing, and I don't know if we need to jump to Callum or not, but I want to go get footage in the surrounding areas of the other 2 geolocations so we can see if we catch vans on camera.
I'll That's an easy one. I'll give you that. No, there is no van in either of the other 2 locations.
Oh. Okay.
Who is in those other 2 locations then?
Nothing. Nothing happens there.
Okay.
There's no vans. There's no people that look suspicious.
Can I do an investigation there to find out if there is anything out of the ordinary that seems to come to my perception? I don't know.
So
Investigation takes time. Yeah.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. If you want to do an investigation, you might reveal something, but it's gonna take a long chunk of time.
Can I do a quick perception check first?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. I mean, if that's okay. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to do that. 15 on the die plus 7. So puts me at 22.
Nothing obvious about these locations. They kind of look similar to the original location.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we probably are going to cut over to Callum, but I would figure the next step is an investigation.
Okay. So Callum, you're in your cell with your friend Hugh Gloop in the neighboring cell. The cell has you could think of like a jail cell a little bit. It has bars and like a standard lock and key, and then outside the cell there is another locked door that has a keypad to get out. Now that would be outside the room. So there's 2 locks separating you from the exit, and within your cell you're strapped down to a table. You have a odd cufflink on your like bicep and a IV drip behind you, and you feel tired but conscious.
Hugh, how long have we been in here? I can't remember how long we had actually been in there.
You've only been in there a little while. Like, you've only been conscious for like an hour.
Okay.
He says, Australian.
G'day, mate.
Yeah. Down under.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
For me, it's been
Sorry, y'all.
several days. It's not a good place to be. They had someone else in your cell. Terrible. They had someone else in your cell until just a few days ago, maybe a day ago. I had time in here.
Is there anything I can do? I feel so weak. My powers are like drained.
I mean, you could try to shake out that IV. I wouldn't take off that cuff though.
What happens with the cuff?
All these alarms go off.
Callum's gonna start shaking at his restraints then.
All right.
Like trying to get the IV out, like who he was saying, but like being careful of, I guess, the armband, like the one on my bicep, trying not to like jostle that.
Okay.
So maybe like trying to bite the IV out of his arm.
Sleight of hand. We'll do sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay. Ooh, 9 on the die, and sleight of hand is.
Is it more than 0?
4.
Wow.
13.
Wow.
It sticks in. It does not come out. It is taped in, so the tape holds through your shaking.
I am surprised to know that Callum has sleight of hand.
I think it's just because he's dexterous, and he has 1 point in it, so it just kind of comes naturally for him. Okay. Maybe it's Jade rubbing off
all this time.
I give you some tips.
Yeah.
Do we get sleight of hand from our base stats, or is that? I thought that was something you have to like go out of your way
rank
to invest in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have 1 rank in it. I kind of assume that like, law, like police officer level training, he would have like some understanding of like how cuffs and stuff work,
Okay.
And being around Jade and watching her pick all those poor people's apartments locks.
Yeah. Recently, yeah, like, I learned a thing or two. Yeah, since it's a trained skill, if you have to have at least 1 point in it to be able to use the like bonus from it. But
there is a strong incentive in this game to just put 1 point in a lot of skills.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only a few. Like, there's acrobatics, investigation, sleight of hand, technology, treatment, vehicles. That's all the skills that have.
And treatment's kind of big, and that one I don't have. So if I ever get shot, I couldn't do my own treat.
Yeah, but I'm there for you.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I got plus 11.
You're not there now, where I'm currently chained up and gonna be murdered for my powers. Hugh, could you try to summon a sheep in this room? Maybe you can control the sheep. No, wait, you can't do that. That's right. Your power sucks. Hugh, God.
Well, not just some bogan.
Callum's gonna start like really shaking at his restraints. He's freaking out. He is a civilian who has played superhero, and he is not happy in this current situation. The more he's like awake, the more panicked I feel he's going to be getting. Other than continuing to just really shake at his restraints. Like to the point like he would probably start drawing blood on his wrists. Like that's like he is panicked. He's in an unknown place, unknown location. Hugh, the gloop, is next to him, his idol, and he can't do anything.
His idol.
Yeah.
Gloop, calm down. Just you're not getting anywhere. Just shaking like that.
Gloop, you're freaking me out, man. You just told me that this cell was empty because the person previously in it wasn't using it anymore. What does that mean, Hugh? Nothing good. Nothing, Hugh.
Maybe he went out.
Shaking.
Maybe.
Here, Hugh, why don't you tell me? Who was in the cell previous?
Some fella named Ralph.
Ralph. Okay. And did he have a power, Hugh?
Yeah. He could manipulate memories.
Did he? Okay.
At least what he told me. God, I can't. I'm losing it. That's what he told me. God, that's terrible. I can't. Down under.
Down under?
Yeah. Yeah. Down under? Down under? That's what he told me.
That's what he told me, down under.
Okay, yeah. Working with memories?
Down under?
Down under? Bobby?
If he can manipulate memories, how do you know anything that you remember is real?
I'll try not to think about it. Down under?
How can you not think about it, Hugh? How long have you been stuck here? You've been missing for weeks up top. Isn't it have been like a week
a real
or two?
chill dude.
It's been a few days. It's not been weeks.
Oh,
been like
okay.
4 days or something.
You've been missing for 4 days. Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, I remember. Did my wife call it in?
Down under?
No, she took your business and moved to a different continent.
She wouldn't do that.
Country. I don't know. I said continent.
We had a groundbreaking new idea. That was terrible.
Yeah, the Eep Sheep. She partnered with Toys R Us. The giraffe is coming back, Gloop, except he's a sheep now. Toys R Us was a sheep instead of a giraffe. It's crazy.
Dare. Crikey.
Crikey.
She wouldn't
Crikey,
do that
Gloop.
to me.
We're in a bit of a pickle down under. If I don't get out of this dingo's gonna eat me.
Okay.
Like he ate your baby.
I had to be careful because Gloop is actually, we established, from New Zealand, so I have to.
Oh,
It's really
Good
hard to do a
Right?
New Zealand accent. That's not an easy one to do.
apologies
So
in
all
advance.
this-
to
yeah,
anyone.
all the Australians, both one of you, hopefully, may be listening. So after a few minutes,
Yeah, Callum is going to be like shaking, but if it's not like fruitful, he's probably gonna tire himself out.
yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's like by the end of this conversation that you hear the door, you hear some clicks at the door, and the outer door opens, and
Oh, he's freaking out more now.
yeah, a guard
more
walks in.
jostling.
The guard is armed with a AR rifle.
I said,
Fudge.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an appropriate reaction.
Fudge.
Oh.
Fudge.
No,
He
come on,
walks
man.
over-
Listen, I don't know what you want from me. All right, man. I'm just a civilian. I don't know what you want from me.
I want you to come with me. And he opens the cell, walks behind your table that you're strapped to. He bends down and unlocks something, and it turns your table wheels on, and so he wheels you out of the cell into the hallway. And as you're walking down the hallway, you notice a few different sets of doors. Most of them are closed. One of them's open. It appears to be like a kitchen, and then eventually turns into one, and it's it looks kind of like a clinic. And there's a guy in a lab coat there. You don't recognize him or the guard. The doctor is he's taking notes in like a clipboard. He has a clipboard and he's taking notes. And he takes your blood pressure. He checks the IV bag, and he asks you like, "Are you in any pain?"
I think he's been scared silent this entire time, not wanting to say anything. I don't know how he responds. I don't think Callum could respond. He's just like having the gun in his face and all these things, like his powers being gone. He's just out of it.
The guy in the lab coat says, It's in your best interest to cooperate.
Okay.
Now, are you in any pain?
The needle in my arm hurts a little. I'm kind of sore from laying on this table for so long, and I have to say, all this adrenaline in me could really use a bathroom break.
I think that can be arranged, actually. Roll a persuasion.
Persuasion. One of those things Callum can't do.
Hero point.
18. 2 persuasion, so 20.
Nice.
The guy in the lab coat goes, okay. But there's something I want to show you before we give you any type of additional freedom. He looks at the guard and he says, take him next door. And he wheels you in the table still. He wheels you across the hallway, and you see initially a bunch of wires going from the ceiling towards like a central pod. And eventually, so you can just see the back of the pod until the guard starts to wheel around to the front. And in the front, you recognize hardware. He is wired up. Like all of these wires are coming out of like various parts of his body. He's talking, but he's not making sense with what he's saying. So he's basically like talking to himself. It's kind of like a quiet talk. And you catch several phrases, but none of it makes sense. So you get the, I don't know, reticulating splines type of speech. You know, like it doesn't make sense as sentences.
Just kind of gibberish words.
Yes. They're words, but they don't make sense as a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like a bunch of sentences mixed and matched together, and he's just talking.
Why is he hooked up to those machines?
He didn't cooperate, and he starts wheeling you back to the clinic. And the doctor, when you get back, says, hardware was our first patient. He didn't cooperate to the best of his ability, and he forced us to do something we didn't want to do. So if you don't want what happened to him to happen to you, you just do what we say.
Okay. He's just nodding and like downcast eyes, just nodding. Okay.
The doctor asks you some medical related questions. So he's asking you about when you got your powers and what other abilities you could do.
Can I use that restroom real bad? I don't want to mess up this table if I'm going to be chained to it for much longer.
Doctor turns around and hands you a cup.
Wait, am I still on the table?
Yeah.
Are my hands free?
He gives you one hand.
Is it the hand with the cufflink on it?
Yes.
Where on the arm is the cufflink?
It basically covers your bicep all the way around your arm.
What is the construction material of this cufflink? I think my end goal is would Callum conceive of the idea of like biting it to rip it off?
No. It is a metal material, so ripping it off with your teeth is unlikely.
Okay. Callum will then use the cup as he is requested. And then
roll for accuracy?
Roll for accuracy?
No, okay, go ahead.
With the cup in hand, could he pour it on his arm?
Like on the cuff?
Yeah.
Like in front of them?
As maybe like his hand is shaking, he's gonna try to like, oops, I didn't mean to, sort of thing. Well, and if his back is turned, I mean, he's gonna do it like as soon as he's done.
Okay.
Like, cup full, just splash it. And I would be even willing to do like sleight of hand to be like, oh, whoops, in case they like heard or saw me do it. But I don't know. It kind of depends on like if it was an electronic construction and, you know, if he has this idea.
It definitely has
theater of the mind.
Electronic components.
Okay.
The ultimate.
So then he is doing this then. That is his actions.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're going to do this 2 rolls. First, we're going to do an actual accuracy one. So you're going to roll your, what is it?
Relieving of self?
Yeah. Or wait, are you going to pee directly on to like not even in the cup? Just like
no. He's got range.
Oh, wow.
Like, you don't have any.
Really hydrates. Don't worry.
Like, I don't like. Yeah, you don't.
Isn't that like a dexterity kind of thing?
Yeah, I was like, do ranged weapons count? I don't know. This is a weird one. Yeah, we're gonna do flat dex. So flat dex plus 20 or plus your d20.
Can I hero point? How many hero points do I have?
You were awarded one.
Yeah, I think everybody had 2 except for Jade, who had.
I would like to use a hero point on both of the rolls I'm going to make.
Well, yeah, I think you can retroactively use it, right?
Yeah, roll. You can roll after.
You should probably just try to pee in the cup before you try to be a hero. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I was giving myself the best shot of this. So if it's a retroactive thing, then roll. If I don't like the result, then I can. Is it just before like knowing? Like if I roll a 10 and I'm like, I got a 10, I'm gonna re-roll that before I know if I passed or failed, right?
So I'll even. You're okay. If I say you fail, you can hero point and try again.
Oh, okay.
You still might fail, but like you're.
Well, here Callum goes.
Can
he hit the cup? That's what we're rolling for.
Peeing in cups. This is what we save our hero points for.
12.
12 total.
Yeah. Well, wait. So it was that, and then what? Dex?
Dex. Yeah.
3. So 15.
Okay, so this is to throw your cup of pee onto your bicep.
Wait, okay. So that's the first one then.
Yeah. I'm assuming you have the dexterity to pee into a cup without.
Okay.
we're gonna do that as a trivial roll.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll unless you want to.
No.
I don't know, like a crit hit or whatever.
Hey man, every ounce of pee counts right now.
15 for the bicep flex.
Okay, so that actually be kind of challenging. Same hand, throwing it from one hand onto your bicep of that same hand.
Well, no, you just tilt the cup like you're doing like a drink, and you just go oops, and you just spill it on your.
Yeah, you're gonna. I was thirsty, and I wanted to drink. Like I learned from Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
I'm trying to survive over here.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
that was funny.
So you successfully spill your pee onto your bicep bracelet.
We're doing the Great Escape. Don't worry.
Okay, so yeah, you successfully dump your pee onto your armband, whatever you're into. You want to play it off like it was an accident?
If he immediately like turns around and hears like the splash of,
yeah, well, I mean, he would hear it regardless. Like he's gonna hear it land on the floor.
Yes, I would say like, oh, I'm sorry. Just trying to like distract from him putting it on his arm.
Probably dropped the cup too.
Yeah.
Rolled deception.
Okay. Ooh.
You got this,
11
Cal.
on the die.
This is the one I roll with you.
And then deception plus 2, so 13. And possible hero point usage.
So he looks at you for a second. You can tell he's kind of skeptical of what you say, and he goes, "You're supposed to be the best of Phi. All right, we'll get you cleaned up." He doesn't seem too concerned that you did it. And
Callum's just gonna wait now.
there doesn't appear to be any effects on the arm band. It doesn't seem to like short out or anything like that. It is electrical, so there is electrical components to it.
Now Callum's just covered in his urine.
So
For no reason.
For no reason and no benefit.
the scientist
Just 'cause
asks
he's
you about
into
your
it.
powers. So he asks you like when you got your powers, what you can do with your powers.
I do not tell him anything, and I do very subtle misdirection with anything. Okay, so I think Callum would just be, he would give false information, but like grains of truth would still be present. So if he was like, if he ever asked about like specifics of the powers, like, well, you've been seen lifting great things, or big objects. Like I have really good strength scores, like saying that I'm strong, not that I'm able to like manipulate things in that way. And that, instead of floating off the ground because of anti-gravity, it's a levitation ability. I got it from my mother. My father was really strong, and my mother could float really well. They always used to go to the beaches and do those strongman things where he holds her up above his arm. But he was never actually holding her. She was just floating.
You guys
good
should
act.
role play it.
Roll deception one more time.
Ugh.
That works.
That's a 4. So can I That's a good one.
You gonna stick with a 4, or are you gonna hero point it?
That one I will hero point.
Yeah.
Anything under 10, I feel like in this scenario.
It's
So that
if you roll lower or also low. It'd be the minimum you can get with a hero point is 10.
Perfect, because that one was a 2.
Okay, so 10 was what you got. Plus whatever.
Plus 2, so 12. Then for the deception.
He says, I told you what would happen if you didn't cooperate. Take him back to his cell. And the guard wheels you back. He says, you have one more chance before you're going to be locked in this for the rest of your time. And he undoes your cuffs and lets you free inside your cell.
Oh, I'm out on the streets running.
Yeah. Hi, Toodles.
Okay.
It's
I'm
the corner.
filling across from Gloop.
Yeah. You have like an IV still, but it's on a little wheel.
A little roller, a walker. I'm like a hospital patient.
Mm-hmm. And you still have the armband, but you are no longer attached to a bed. And the guard, as he's leaving, reminds you, you'll do better. You'll live a happier life if you cooperate. As he walks out the door.
Do they give me a bucket or anything to clean myself? Do I get clean anytime before, or am I still just disgusting?
They like wiped off your arm with like paper towels. They didn't They didn't put much effort into cleaning you.
Not even some. Oh dang it! Some like pledge wipes. I can't think of what's the name of the frickin'. It kills 99.9% of germs. Lysol wipes. Give me some Lysol wipes. You know, some like some hand sanitizer pads. You know, just like a alcohol bottle.
Trisol here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Windex.
Windex. This will work. Just throw the bottle at me.
Wintrex. Yeah.
Wintrex.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to do?
Break free.
Rip this thing right off your arm.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. He has He has a hand free right now. Absolutely.
You're out of your table, so you got both hands now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think his left. I don't know what arm it's on, but like whether it's on his left or right, that one hand can't grab or help manipulate the arm thing, right?
You are not attached to a table anymore, so you can walk around. You have both arms free.
Yeah. But you would only be able to use one hand to manipulate the armband.
I have this crazy idea. I don't know. I have this crazy idea. I don't know if I'm allowed to add it though.
Do it.
Yes.
Okay, can you like have Hugh Gloop put his hand like in your armband and summon a sheep
between the armband
and your arm? Yeah.
That's just so bonkers that it might work.
Hugh,
son of a bitch, I'm in.
Hugh, reach across to me, Hugh. Reach real far. Can
he just put both his hands around your band and grow one in there?
Well, I thought we were in different cells.
You are, but they're neighboring.
Oh, okay.
Hugh says,
"Can you help me get this thing off?"
Rip your arm off, just so you know.
They tried that with Ralph, and as soon as that band came off, they rushed in here.
How thick are the walls? Like when they took me,
cell walls, or they
like where? What type of building was I in?
I mean, you can only see the interior of it, but
like open floor plan. Did it look like a big like office building? Was it like an underground bunker? Concrete walls all the way around?
More underground bunker than any of the other things you described. It's all interior lighting. There's no external windows, and it had like a lot of the doors were like solid. They look like you haven't actually touched one of the doors, but they look metal. They look fairly solid. It had a similar feel to like a mental institution, or like a hospital. It has that like lots of rooms connected by a central hallway type feel.
Mm-hmm. How many of those sheep can you summon at one time, Hugh?
I only got the 2 hands, so 2 sheep.
But like in total, if you summoned 2 sheep, and then could you keep summoning more sheep? How fast can you create sheep?
Oh, I suppose.
Suppose what?
Listen.
What do you want to do with more sheep?
We have an opportunity to get out. We need to flood the hallways with sheep. If we prevent them from getting to us, that gives us time to get out. And worst case scenario,
get out the hallway.
I have gravity powers, Hugh. Your sheep can become battering rams with my powers.
Boo!
No, it's bad. Are you just gonna repeatedly ram these sheep into the wall? Into the door?
No, like, Callum is honestly thinking like, oh, The Shining, the blood elevator. Opening a door and having just sheep flood. The propagation of sheep is causing the sheep to be pushed through the hallway. And then Callum would be able to use his, gravity to actually like shove sheep through places. So, they can't get to him, then he has time to break out.
Hugh says, I don't know about that. I decided to cooperate, and they're gonna let me out.
Hugh, they're not gonna let you out. They're going to kill you and take your powers, Hugh. They've done it before.
You sound just like the guy that was in here before you.
Yeah, and he's strapped to a machine, and they're harvesting his essence right now. They're gonna do the same thing to you, whether you say you're gonna work with them or not. You have to work with me, Hugh. It's our only chance of survival. I have a team. They're looking for me. We just have to get out, and we will have backup.
Persuasion.
13 on the die, plus 2. 15. Middle.
Hugh says, I can't do it. I'm not gonna get out. I don't have this cap of powers. I'm no help.
It's understandable, Hugh. I wouldn't ask you to put yourself in my position. I'm the one who chose to be a hero. You chose to be lesser.
A farmer.
Whoa.
Lesser? Everyone's a hero except for you. Yeah,
He's choosing to side with the baddies.
Hey, Hugh, I don't know if anybody's ever told you this before, but you're a little bitch.
Hugh, the only thing I'll ask of you then is if you'll help me get the bracer off.
He reiterates, if it comes off, they're gonna come right in here when the alarm sounds.
And that's fine, Hugh. I'll take care of him. You can just sit back and watch.
Even non-heroic guy that you are.
We tried this before, and it went really badly for Ralph. Are you sure you want to try?
Heroes will always try, Hugh. Whether I prevail or not, well, that's up to my powers and me to decide.
Okay. He's like, get over here. Let's try it.
Okay. We do the thing. He puts his hands in between the cuff and he summons a sheep.
The sheep jailbreak.
There's an explosion of gore and viscera like you have never seen.
As it tears your arm off. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the one thing Callum whispers is, Steve McQueen, be with me.
Okay, this is how we're going to do this. This is going to be like an attack against you, against his sheep power. Okay, roll toughness without your power boost.
Yeah, which is real bummer. That is a 13 with the 9 on the die.
Okay. So you are dazed, but your cufflink breaks open. You have a -2 to future toughness checks.
Okay.
And then roll a fortitude check.
13 plus 8 is 21. I am fortuitous.
Okay. You can feel your powers come back. The second it pops open, the room starts being flooded with red light and alarm like klaxon sounds. Hugh backs away like towards his the corner of his cell where there's like a bed. He just like kind of backs away into the corner. He whispers in a way that you can barely hear him over the alarms, but he basically says good luck. And
good luck.
The door opens and in come 4 guards with guns. And
I want to cause a cave-in on their heads.
They get to go first.
Lies and slander. Okay. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
Okay, roll 2 toughness checks.
So 2 toughness. Now, is this with my power protection now or no?
Up to you.
Well, then yes.
Okay.
10 plus 14.
If you do this, right? If you choose to go full toughness, it will take a turn to switch to something else. So,
yes.
Yeah, no flight. No speed.
No speed.
So toughness, and you were injured from the sheep break, so you got -2 to your check.
Oh, yes. So it was 14 -2, so 22.
Okay. They get absorbed into your outer shell. Do not hurt you.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's gunshots, isn't the impervious going to just prevent any small arm fire? Or is it only small arm and not AR? I feel like we went through this last time.
Yes.
We went through and found the ratings for them all.
Yeah. What is your impervious toughness? What level is it?
Just 1, I think. Well, it's protection 10, but I don't know how that flip-flops.
Yeah, rank 10. That means you get 5. So that's, up to assault rifle. Yeah. So you see one of the guards' assault rifles bullets just orbit you, no effect. And the other guard, they also orbit you, but you notice that they aren't like assault rifle bullets.
Oh, they're like stun rounds or something.
Yeah, they look somewhat different, but they also orbiting you. It is your turn. You are dazed, so only one action. Movement or combat. And note, your powers are close range, so you have to be touching your target. Except for the shoot one. You have one that shoots.
I could take those bullets and just throw them right back at him. Especially with like Gravity Vortex. Because Gravity Vortex is God, I can never remember how we do area attacks. And I know it's kind of different because we're doing kind of theater of the mind here.
Yeah, it hits everybody, basically.
So I feel like that would be the solution, and that he would just use like the bullets that they shot at him as like the projectiles or the ammunition for that vortex. Like that's what he's using to throw back at him. Theater of the mind. I'm just painting the picture. But mechanically, I'm using Gravity Vortex to attack them.
It does not have selective though, so you're going to hit Hugh and yourself with it as well.
In the Theater of the Mind, can I move it so that it's not hitting Hugh? Alternatively,
no. Is there a battle map for this?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting because it's playing out in a room and you're stuck in the cell.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that you can really throw are things in the cell. So the bullets that are orbiting you are now your ammunition. The majority of your attacks, though, are close range attacks. So you can't really...
Well, there's also the remains of a sheep that exploded between my arm and the cufflink as well.
I have all these bones here at my disposal.
That's bone shards are real. I'm just saying, if there was a full pound, 120, 200 pound sheep carcass sitting next to me, it's a lot of mass.
I forgot about that. Okay, yeah. So you have sheep carcass and...
That's the most disgust. What are the reactions of these guards who come in, and the room is just freaking covered in gore.
Covered in gore. Yeah, so would Callum. Callum would be covered head to toe in sheep guts. And the first thing they see is him standing there, fully unchained. They shoot at him. The bullets fly in a circle around him. He simply just raises his arm just out at them, like he's gonna Kali Ma grasp their hearts, and the blood and viscera of the sheep commingle with the bullets to just fly out at him. I think because you were saying that it's a concern of hitting Hugh, the gravity shot also has multi-attack, but I can't remember if that means it actually does hit multiple people or it just hits one person multiple times.
You could use Gravity Shot. Gravity Shot is not an area attack, so...
Yeah, which is what I was thinking, is that I'm just going to do Gravity Shot to just shoot all the projectiles rather than creating that, persistent damage vortex. So, Gravity Shot. Shkapap.
Okay. There's 4 guards. Do you want to target any one of them, or...?
Whichever ones are, the closest. I think he would just start working his way back, and then, hoping for any overshoot would go past the first guard into the one standing behind him. Kind of, shotgun pepper spray.
Multi-attack, you can choose however many targets you'd like, but it decreases the accuracy of every additional target for all. So, if you're targeting 2 people, all of your attacks get -2. If you're targeting 3 people, all of your attacks get -3. So how many of them do you want to shoot at?
And then the accurate sub skill or the accurate power skill is just allowing it to go farther, right?
No, so you normally get your attack plus your to hit modifiers for this, which I don't think you have any. So it's just the accurate that you're getting the boost from. I think I wrote.
Yeah. So my offense gravity shot says to hit +10. So if I was to say, well, if there's 4 guards, I want to split it between all 4 of them. What would that make my roll be?
So you'd be at +6 if you're doing 4 different targets for multi-attack.
-6, you mean?
Yeah, -6 from the no
from my total to hit.
Yeah, your total to hit would be +6 instead of +10.
Okay.
Because you have four targets reducing it.
Okay, so that's what I will do. I would like to do multi-shot, gravity shot on all the guards standing in the doorway. Again, explaining that all the blood and viscera, making it really upsetting for them psychologically, you know?
Are you going to throw the bullet or are you going to throw the sheep carcass? Or both?
Both. Yeah, it's kind of it's a rain. It's a mix. You know, it's kind of Carrie. It's going full Carrie in this moment. You know, she is standing on stage covered in pig blood and she just goes, no, everyone's dead.
Okay.
That's what Callum's doing.
So give me 4. Oh, no, it's a multi-attack. So just
I've
one.
never seen Carrie, but I'm vaguely familiar with like.
Ooh, Callum needs a new pair of shoes. And it is a 12 on the die plus the 6, so 18.
Okay. 18 to hit. Let's see how they do.
Not the best roll.
You said it's 18?
Yeah.
You hit the first one, hit the second one. You miss the third one. And you'll hit all but one.
Okay.
And the bullets and bone fragments just push them against the wall, knock them out. The last one you hit his armor and it like ricocheted. So you got a lucky like glancing blow. And he sees his compatriots. Actually, is at the end of your turn.
Because I'm staggered, I can only do the one action, right?
Mm-hmm. Without extra effort, yes.
An extra effort just expends, like it makes it so that I'm more than staggered, right?
So,
or are those two separate conditions?
You are fatigued already. I didn't actually explicitly say that. That was from the IV. You're fatigued. So you already have 1 degree of fatigue. If you can go up to exhausted, which is the 2nd degree of fatigue, by taking extra effort, and you can counteract it with a hero point. By the way, if you go up to exhausted, I think it lists what exhausted does. But so if you take extra effort, you go from fatigue to exhausted.
Okay. Characters recover after half an hour. Comfortable surroundings. This is not a comfortable surrounding. Yeah, I think that would be it. Like, I mean, he's definitely just reeling from the whole breaking out, and then the guards coming in, shooting, and him doing the things. I don't think he would be doing anything more than that.
Okay. The last guard, you see him notice his compatriots all go down. He takes a few steps behind the wall to get like cover from you, and then he makes a radio call asking for additional troops, and then takes another shot at you. See if he does anything. Ooh. What's your toughness? Or what's your fortitude?
8.
I just have to say, I love how you used a hero point to throw pee on yourself, but not take extra effort and counteract it.
Well, I was like, the biggest concern is getting out of this cuff. Like, that is something he would do. He thought that was his only moment of survival, was like, get the cuff off, get your powers back, go from there. Those were the order of operations.
So these rounds that you saw orbiting you before, these ones actually make contact with you. They pierce through your armor, and they kind of stun you a little bit, and you feel even more tired than you were before. You are now exhausted. He rolled a nat 20 on his attack.
Bull
fudge.
But that's all. That's his turn. So what do you want to do now? One guard left, hiding behind the door. He's in partial cover.
Well, I'm assuming that the cell I'm in is still locked.
It is. It's just a typical like standard lock. The outer door has a key card, but it's open.
Mm-hmm.
Or a keypad, I mean. This isn't how I expected you to play this. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what Callum would do in this situation. I don't know if it would be better to just like because I feel like the one thing that he would be thinking of is his strength compared to the structure, and seeing if he could like collapse the doorway to like cave it in or something.
You could do it with your power, definitely not with your strength.
No, yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Like the power of my powers, the strength of my powers. How much strength can I exert through the powers? That's my thought.
Yeah, you could crumple the door with your power.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants to do. Is he wants to now like close off the doorway.
But if you do this, you'd have to walk over to your door to crumple it, because you're right now in between you're like standing next to Hugh Loop's cell. That's where you need to be to get the sheep.
Can we free action say I rip the IV out of my hand or arm or whatever it is? Like does that have to be established?
No, that's fine. That's
okay. Like, do you want me to dedicate an action to that? Because I will.
That can be free. You're no longer dazed, so you get 2 actions. So never mind. So
okay.
you can walk over the door and crush it. Is that what you're planning to do?
My goodness, I know. I'm trying to really consider. Again, theater of the mind. It's hard to comprehend like what his options would be. But as you're describing, like these long open hallways and just various rooms going throughout them, kind of like a mental institution, or kind of a recovery ward. When I was being carted through, did I get a sense of like how many people were in the building? Like, did I see them milling about, or was it just like 4 or 5 people as I was walking through? Or
you saw, as you were being like carted, maybe like 4 people. So the guard that was taking you, the doctor, and then there was like a few people in the kitchen that you saw as you walked by. And you just took out 3, so maybe there's only the guy left. He called for backup for no one. That's in the building anyway. The doctor,
I think the
doctor is not among the people, so that's there's at least one more outside this room.
I think he's just gonna crush the door. Just cause the cave in, get some time to see if he can break out.
Which attack are you going to use for that?
The gravity shot, as like the high power, he's going to just like touch above the door frame and just pull it down basically.
Okay. The door crumples, so you have an opening now. Do you have move by action by chance?
No, we've talked about this because Jade has that, and it allows you to do things like that, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so you're at the door. That's the end of your turn. Okay, this guard is going to take another shot at you. He gets distracted by the door crumpling and whiffs it. Your turn.
So is that me getting out of the cell, and then now it's just the doorway that he's in, right?
Yeah. So the way out of the room is now open.
Okay.
Although Hugh is still locked in his cell too.
I was literally just thinking, like, is now the time that Callum, like, now or never, Hugh. Join me.
How's he gonna get out?
What, of the room?
He's still in his cell.
Yeah, I'm waiting for his response.
Oh, I'm locked in.
Hugh, stand and fight with me. I shall take you with me. Otherwise, stay where you're at. Callum will like touch the door and use the door that's holding Hugh in and shoot at the guard in the main doorway.
You have to be touching his. So you're gonna walk over to his door?
Yeah, his cell door.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's right next to mine, like you were saying. So just hi ho, silver.
So you walk over to his door and shoot it at the guard.
Mm-hmm.
So roll your to hit with a -2.
That is an 11 and 10. So 21 minus 2, 19.
Yep, you hit. So it
bisects the guard.
No, the opposite. We'll do it like this. So it hits, but his cover basically takes the brunt of the damage. So it just kind of pushes him a little bit. It doesn't hurt him physically, but his cover is now open. Exploded. So he's no longer in cover, but he's undamaged from it.
Nice.
Okay, his turn. He takes another shot at you.
Well, wouldn't it be Hugh's turn? Wouldn't Hugh have a chance to react?
You're right. Let me put. Actually, I never actually rolled initiative. So what? Let's see. You roll initiative, and I'll compare Hugh's initiative to
that. 17 plus 2, 19.
Okay, so yeah, Hugh. What is Hugh gonna do?
He's a strong farmhand, right?
Wall of sheep. There's ARs sitting on the ground from the men I killed.
Walk over and pick up an AR, but he doesn't have like quick draw. So
Firearm training or anything?
That's his entire turn is to run over and pick up one.
All right. Well, I mean,
he's armed now.
Yeah, it's something, right? I'm surprised Hugh is not built to be an attacker. You know, a real DPS with all of his battering rams. Just saying, he could really make a go for it.
Okay, so the guard sees Hugh at this point too. He recognizes
probably me
Hugh
as the bigger threat.
Yeah, recognizes Hugh as not a large threat. So he continues to try to fire on you. And okay, roll your fortitude again.
Well, the fortitude of 8, do I roll? And add to it, or do you just want the flat?
No, we're gonna do this. It should be a toughness, but this one is. These are special.
Rolling.
Yeah, these are normally you would not roll, but in this case, yes.
14 on the die, plus 8 fortitude would be 20 something.
Okay, he hits you with another batch of these stun rounds, but you're able to endure it.
I'm getting used to it. Tickles.
Your turn. So wait a second. You are exhausted.
Yes.
Exhausted means hindered, and hindered moves at half speed, and exhausted also means impaired, which is -2 on your circumstance checks. Oh, I'm wrong. So that those do not brush off of you. Those shots.
And that's a fortitude not a toughness check. Just verifying.
Because they're not damage rounds.
But they're still being able to bypass my gravity shield. Like the
hero point
is the only thing I'm saying.
Point.
Because
I guess I'll be doing a hero point.
They're used as like an affliction as opposed to a damage, because they're not going to hurt anything they are shot at. They're designed.
Yeah, but they'd have to physically get past my gravity shield in order to touch me.
Yeah, but your shield works against toughness, not against fortitude.
That's not making sense. Someone else
it's a mechanic issue. So,
yeah, well, you're the GM, and I'm telling you that we need to have a discussion here.
So yeah, your shield works against toughness.
If someone threw a knife at me and it was covered in poison, you're saying because it's covered in poison, it's a fortitude check. Therefore, my shield doesn't affect this physical object.
So if it would be, I would kind of be both actually. So there would be a damage element and a fortitude element to that attack.
Yeah, there would have to be the physical knife touching me to then inflict the poison on me. So these rounds, I'm thinking of them as like sedatives, would be shot, and then those projectiles, due to their inert
okay,
weight,
how about they explode at a small radius around when they it doesn't have to actually connect.
See, there you go. Sleeping gas rounds like that. Okay, it's a gas. It's not a physical object. Then you're on my level. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So this is a mechanic issue. So
if you're gonna take down Callum, I just want you to do it by the rules of the book.
So yeah, the special rounds that you saw were exploding gas rounds. If you want.
I like that. It's kind of like pepper balls that just break in mid-flight.
So the guards that had the regular weapons were
the first ones in.
Yeah, so those rounds could not hit you really with your shield because you're impervious toughness. So you cannot.
They were Smith and Wesson and not Jekyll and Hyde.
So 2 of the guards had the special ammunition, 2 of the guards had regular ammunition, and the 2 guards that had regular couldn't hurt you.
Okay.
This shot with your impaired exhaustion. Is enough to
knock me out,
take you down to unconscious. Yeah.
Hero point.
Okay. To remove one element of
to recover.
Yeah. To take you from incapacitated to exhausted. Yeah. Okay. I think that's your last.
Yeah, I mean that's all
obviously.
Callum can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ugh.
Now it's your turn again.
So now if I'm still
you are
go ahead.
For the next hour impaired and hindered. So you move at half speed and you have -2 on all your checks.
Okay. But I can still do 2 actions. Like I can move up to the guard and throw him against a wall.
Yes. Because you're no longer dazed, you can take 2 actions. Move and it.
Yes.
standard.
Okay, that is what is going to happen.
Okay.
Callum's gonna walk up and be like, "Now I'm gonna tickle you back." Just put his hand up to his chest, and gravity shot him into the wall.
Okay.
17 on the die, plus 10, so 27.
Yeah.
Minus 2,
You
25.
definitely hit.
Okay.
And he hits the wall with a bloody thud. He is unconscious. Your path out of the room is clear.
Okay.
Left or right is your choices now.
Hugh, you may have seen more of this place. Do you have an idea of the building's layout?
Oh, not much. I can take you to the places I've been. I know the lab. I saw the mess hall.
Which way is the mess hall?
To the left.
Okay. More people will probably be there. Let's go towards the lab. There were some people that were trapped. Maybe we can free them too.
That's left too.
Fudge.
What's right then?
I don't know.
Right it is.
All right.
Callum is going to group flight down the hall. Like we are expediting. He's taking power off of his shield so that he can fly.
Gotcha.
Loop.
Okay. You travel most of the way down the hallway. There's several doors that you see towards the end of it. One on each cardinal direction, I guess. The like straight ahead one kind of looks like an exit stairway. But right before you get to it, it opens up and out walk 3 people. One of them is wearing a motorcycle helmet.
Oh.
Gloop, I need a sheep.
It's like defense sheep. So the other, like one of them you don't recognize, the other people that came out of the door.
Mhm.
And the other one has on I don't know the best way to describe this. She has on a, the suit that Trinity wears in the Matrix that's like kind of like leather.
Mm-hmm. Like a one-piece leather biker suit.
Kinda, yeah. That's a good way to describe it. It looks kind of like that. The person that you don't recognize, so are you gonna cheat them before they can do anything?
I think that would be the idea. Is I would like Hugh to summon sheep, so that I can use a gravity shot to hurtle sheep as a projectile.
Let me think about how this is gonna work. So he's gonna look like.
It's got to be among the more disgusting fights.
Alternatively, if you would rather take it in a different direction, I can fly to the ceiling and just collapse it.
I am gonna
Callum
say
will go either option.
that Hugh can make you 1 sheep on his turn. So if you want 1 sheep, he can make that. That's how long it takes him. 6 seconds to make 1 sheep. So he can't spit them out that fast. He can't give you automatic sheep.
Really got to work on that sheep speed.
Printing them, it takes some time.
I'm just like biting my tongue listening here. I'm like, I don't want to tell him what to do, but
It's interesting, right? When you're sitting in the back seat and you're just listening to someone make terrible or interesting decisions, and you're just like, how is this going to play out? And then he grabs another shovel and digs a little deeper.
he hero points and throws piss on himself.
Yeah. Because if I had gotten out, there was only 2 people. Now there is, a bunch of people. And there was an electronic bracer on his arm. What is he supposed to do?
This is a pretty fantastic episode.
He's had a rough day.
I mean, there's just pee everywhere. There's sheep guts all over the wall.
There's no way Edward's going anywhere near this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got germaphobe as one of his complications.
Forget about that one sometimes because it doesn't come up a ton, but it's definitely up here. This is
Oh hell no.
Okay, yeah, no, scratch the sheep idea. I think he's just going to cause a cave-in. I think he's just going to start pulling the building down.
Okay.
Dropping Hugh out of group flight, and then just touching ceiling, and then using gravity shot to pull it down.
Okay. Roll gravity shot attack.
A natural 20. Wow. Very interesting. So that's 30.
Okay. So you pull down large chunks of the ceiling, some pipes, a few fairly large pieces of concrete. It does block the way the majority of the way. So there's now a big barrier between you and the 3 people in front of you. It doesn't completely block it though, so like they could get around it. It just they'd have to crawl over it, and it takes them extra time.
Okay.
They can't see you anymore though. They're blocked from the debris, and you can't see them. But there's like a 3-foot gap towards the roof, and you didn't pull down, like you can't see outside or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. I think Callum will just keep doing that on his way out.
Oh, you're gonna try to go out the ceiling?
Yeah, that's the way he's going now. They have blocked his route forward, so he's just going up.
Okay.
I'll grab Gloop now too. Now that I've created space, if we have time to make our way up.
So how are you going to balance your armor and your? So you're at full speed, and so on your turn you can alter it between your armor and your flight. How do you want to split it?
Flight at minimum speed and armor at the higher, because I think the flight is still going to give me enough speed movement to be faster than like anyone walking, you know.
Minimum speed flight is 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of a slow walk.
Yeah. And then it doubles every level you give it.
Ugh.
So can he just crash through, or does he have to like gravity shot it?
There's from the first attack a bunch of debris fell, but it's not enough to see outside yet.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to like do a few different attacks, just breaking my way out. But it's at what speed do I do it? And I am flying, so I can move in a lateral direction, you know, and that'll probably help benefit anyone who would be attempting a pursuit.
I was just picturing, since you're so close to like getting knocked out, that you just crash and just get knocked out.
Yeah, that's fair. Panic is still driving him. I think this is the decision. He'll probably just do full flight then.
Oh, okay.
Whatever the flight equivalent would be, because if he can get again, theater of the mind is really like rejecting my brain, and I would say that like it, depending on how big of a space he can clear out each turn, he would keep his flight speed to maintain that distance.
Okay, so
and then the rest would be protection.
Your impervious toughness is tied to your defense. So if you dip even a single point, your ability to just brush off assault rifle rounds is going to go away if you have anything less than 1 point out of flight.
Okay, yep, nope, 100%. We're doing all flight, and I'm going to just grab Gloop at the bottom, and I say, Gloop, we're going up. I need you to create a wall of sheep. And every sheep he summons, I'm including in group flight, up into my weight limit. And I will have a meat wall of sheep floating underneath us as we break our way out up top. That's how Callum is trying to solve this scenario.
He tries to plead with your morality. These are living things. Why are you doing this?
Gloop, they're mindless creatures we consume on a daily basis. Me and you are intellectual beings who have family we need to get back to, and I slap him across the face. Get your
fudge
together, Gloop.
I'm a vegetarian.
I slap him back the other way. Gloop, I don't care about your goddamn ideals or morals. I'm gonna get you back to your wife, and I'm getting back to my team. Summon your sheep.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. So you are gonna get. So your attack was to build this cave in. Then they get a turn. Then you get a turn again. So, and we'll have your turn paired with Gloop's. So you want Gloop to build sheep on his turn to defend you.
Yes, to give us cover.
Gotcha. Okay. They all can't see you. So first you see the person that you don't know climb to the top of the hole, and you hear him say, Sagittarius, why are you in such a hurry to leave? You don't recognize him at all.
I never stay at a party I didn't receive an invitation to.
Oh, you didn't have a invitation to my home, and you see his face start to flicker, and it is Morph.
Morph, I don't need an invitation when someone steals my friends.
He takes aim and fires at you.
I take aim and flip him off.
He is high in his shot, though. He shoots above you.
My flip off is perfectly aimed. It really strikes him in the heart. He'll remember this day.
You need to use your catch line. Defying gravity to uphold justice.
Okay. Next, you see the person in the Trinity leathery outfit run up and take a shot. What's your dodge?
2.
Yikes. She hits. And then your toughness without the ability?
4. I'm assuming they did like strip Callum of his suit, or is he still in like Sagittarius gear? I'm assuming not.
Yeah, they would have
like put me in like basic clothes.
Yes.
Like sweats and a tee.
Right.
Because I was thinking I might have
thought he
had
was
like
straight up like hospital gown status.
No,
maybe even that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about hospital.
But visible as he's floating in the air. People are getting a full view, like kilt, everything, you know. That is just a kilt. Just unpleasant, I bet.
You're just covered in blood and
or not, yeah, sheep is covered. Sheep blood is body painting me into a TV appropriate visage.
Yeah. What did you roll for the toughness?
Oh, I haven't rolled. That is 11 plus 4, which would be 15.
Okay. And then you had from the sheep explosion -2.
So
and all the rest was fortitude damage. So yeah, you just -2. You take another -1, so it hurts, but it doesn't. You can kind of ignore the damage. So you had another -1 to your toughness.
And the sheep wall does nothing.
He missed. It didn't hit the sheep. In fact, the sheep doesn't even exist yet because Hugh didn't have one yet on his turn because he made the. Oh wait, he did have one. Okay, I want to see if it hit the sheep. It didn't hit the sheep.
Damn it. That's okay. There's more sheep where that
I forgot. You had him create one. I thought you were going to throw it, and then you changed your mind and went the ceiling. So yeah, he missed the sheep and hit you. So you still have a sheep, and it hurts your toughness, but you're still up and about.
Okay, so I'm at a -3 toughness now.
Yeah, it was only 1 degree success. 1 degree failure for you, I guess. Okay, and then next up is the motorcycle helmet guy. He doesn't have a gun, but he is going to try to use his standard attack. Roll your will. Do a will save.
16 plus will is 8. What is that? 24? Yeah. 24.
Yeah. So you resist the attempts to teleport. You're in Gloop's turn.
He's going to touch the ceiling and gravity shot it down straight at the people below him.
Nice. Okay.
So digging himself up and throwing fudge down.
Okay. So 2 things are going to happen here. The first is you notice that with this batch, you do see daylight and make 1 more will save.
Ooh, that was a 4 plus 8, 12.
Okay. So you find yourself looking back at Gloop from the position that the motorcycle guy was in.
Okay, so I'm looking up.
Yes. And you now see your own attack, your own debris flying at you. So make what's your... You have dodge. It's probably going to hit you. So make a toughness. Yeah.
So you said toughness?
Yeah, toughness.
This is weird how it's affecting him on his turn.
Yeah, it's a reactive ability.
Oh.
And so is he going to react to falling all that distance?
Yeah, he's going to be dealing with it too.
Wait, am I doing a dodge roll or no dodge roll, just straight toughness?
No, because your dodge sucks. So I mean, the dodge isn't even.
Wow. Okay.
Dodge plus 10, which is not. It's your own attack. I mean, you.
So wait, yeah, it would be impossible for me to dodge because it would be to hit, which was like.
Yeah.
24.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Absolutely. I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. So you might be able to
for being so perfect.
Yeah. My own. Yeah. Okay. So let's see how much damage it does.
15 plus the 1, I think, is my only toughness.
Is that already subtracting the?
Yeah, because I don't have any of the protection, which is 10, and so I'm just going off of my stamina, which is 4, and then minus the 3 I've already taken would be 1, so 16.
So it's just another bruise. You eat the hit, but you can take the rest of your move to go and catch Gloop and go back into
The hole that I'm... Yeah, so I just fly back up. Like Superman taking off, I crack the ground underneath me.
Okay, you're -4, but you are fast enough to get out of there. You are above what looks like it's not quite a warehouse, but it's best I can describe it's kind of like an outpost. There's not really a lot of buildings around it. It's kind of like out in the woods. You can kind of, once you get high enough, like get your directions about you to figure out which way to go to get back to the city.
Okay.
So you're free. You're out of it. You're out of combat.
I grab Gloop by the arm and say, stick with me. We can work this out together. And he's going to drop the sheep and then take off with Gloop.
As you're flying away, Hugh is gonna unsummon his sheep back into his hands.
Thank you for your help, Gloop. It actually didn't do anything to help at all. But I'm glad you did it.
Yeah, I don't think... well, I mean, it helped you get the cuff off, I guess. You did well.
And you, like, obliterated some people with sheep, so, you know.
Yeah, there's probably someone digging sheep bones out of those people now.
Yeah. How'd this man die? It looked like a sheep exploded. Next to him? I'm not really sure.
There's bones and bits everywhere.
Oh, God, it's on the ceiling. It's in the wall.
Imagine the smell.
Oh, awful. 3 or 4 dead guys in the beginning with the sheep. Putrid right there.
Hugh just mentions, like, he's like, I make all the innards of my sheep smell like cinnamon rolls.
Okay, whoa, hold on.
Genetic manipulation, and he has feelings for these things that he can summon and unsummon at whim. This Hugh is off the charts. I thought I was weird.
He has godlike powers.
He makes the innards of animals smell like cinnamon.
Yeah.
Genetically modifies them. Goddamn gloop. Okay, so you kind of saved yourself. I didn't think that was gonna go that way. The guard almost got you too.
He almost got me.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I have? I think that was most of it.
And now Callum is flying towards Phi at a reasonable pace.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, all of his friends exist in a state of worry about, oh God, how are we going to save him? Guys, I'm fine.
So as you guys are looking into the coordinates found on the notepad in the pocket, where do you head first, Callum?
I was thinking, like, where would Callum head? And I feel like if we didn't have, like, a safe house in the city, picked out, I would go there. But then I'm like, well, I'd probably just go straight to Phi headquarters because I wouldn't think of any other place that would be more secure than Phi. So probably there. And then I would just go straight to, like, Jeff. Fly in at, like, the top helipad or, right into his office window if he has a,
What happened to you? Yeah. Covered in... Yeah. So Jeff radios you guys that Callum is back as you guys are looking into the coordinates from the notepad.
Oh, okay. That's good.
It's interesting this way it's played out. Okay.
Yeah, because now there's no more investigation other than we're going to have to figure out, like, hey, did you notice where you were flying away from? Because...
Yeah. Yes, this is going to be interesting. Next session. I think that's a good place to call it. Do you guys have any questions before?
Your idea of how this would go was thwarted.
Yeah, it was nowhere near what I expected.
Was it me involving the sheep, or was it me breaking out using sheep?
Yeah, you breaking out, man. I think he wanted us to, like, track you down and find you. And
I left the option open for you to break out. It was possible to break out.
I mean, he made it look easy.
He just didn't expect you throwing pee on your arm, dude. Like, I think that really turned the tide of events.
So there's a few things that I didn't expect. So I guess I can share one of them. I expected you to like look into the devices a little bit more.
Could I have actually disabled the armband in any way with water, or like was it just a waterproof device?
It was waterproof, yeah.
It was a clever. I thought it was clever, but it was also kind of hysterical. So
It was an IP7 rated device. Get it?
he was clinging to any possible out.
Yeah. So there was another way that you didn't take. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, there's another way that you could have gone. That
Save it for when you capture the next person.
Right. That I expected you to go more down that route, but you kind of avoided it. So I was like, okay. Well. And yeah, the other approach was having everybody else get details on it. But it's gonna play out differently now, so I got to consider how it's gonna play out with you having broken out.
Yeah, Callum knows where your secret base is.
I need
We're
to
just gonna
immediately
go back
mount
tomorrow.
counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I only need an hour to rest. That's enough time for everyone to get back, and then we'll just head straight there. That's what you can plan. A big fight.
Yeah, there's at least 3
kill some
people you know
people.
that are there. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good place to call it.
I love you all. Goodbye.
And this concludes episode 31, part 4 of the Impersonation arc, Room Service is Trying to Kill Me. I hope you enjoyed the story. It didn't quite turn out how I expected, but that's always part of the fun. Next time, Callum explains what happened to him and the squad planned their assault on the facility that was holding him to try to get some answers. Let's see what happens. I'll see you then.